Hello, offering. Let me just make sure I'm no longer muted. Hell yeah, let's go. How are y'all doing? There we go. Gotta collect my bees again. So much to do. Smack that there. Let's go ahead and lean this over here. You're doing well, that's good to hear. Break out my meteoric iron knife. Let's go ahead and collect the honey, and then I can start doing what we're here to do. I am super tired. So for those who've been following me for a while, will know that my landlord is trying to sell the place I've been renting for like the last 8 years. But it's a duplex, which means that there's effectively like another house on the other side of a wall. Like one building, two houses. And there's people doing work on the other side, but they're doing work between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. You know, the hours I'm actually trying to sleep. So that's not fun. It sounded like they were over there with like a hammer and chisel, ripping up tile. And there's a good chance that is exactly what they were doing. So I'm alright, just very tired. Pretty shortly here we're going to be baking with blood. Perfect. I think I might also make lard. For the purpose of our meat pie. How much meat do I have? 15, that's more than enough. I also gotta do something with it because it's only fresh for another several days. My salt is good for a little bit, though I should really be staying on top of that as well. Boom. I would also, you can tell based on the title, like to get at least started making a beehive kiln. Hello, Weeware. Beehive kiln is going to be so much fucking fire clay, though. Well, fire clay bricks, specifically. So let's go ahead and grab some of my clay from my boat. There should be a bunch over there. Oh, we've got to get your Wi-Fi fixed, buddy. Hold on 1 second. Alright. Oh, sweet, there's some cattails over here. I also might start curing some of that prime meat, which is not good for a whole lot else. Other than just, you know, food. It is like another food I can make, it's just not usable in the expanded foods stuff since it comes from another mod completely. Alright, don't suppose there's any flint in here, is there? Nope. More clay, though. No such luck on the flint. It's almost growing season again. I'm going to have to plant some shit. Whoop. That is a distraction we cannot afford right now. That was a word. That is a distraction, there we go, that we cannot afford right now. But there should be flint along the walls around here. That's not flint, but it is like weirdly scuffed. Why is this entire wall like partially cracked? Cracked limestone. I don't have my staff on me, so you know what, we'll figure that out later. Satellite gone or whatever. Gotta go get that satellite back. How rude of this object floating in space to deprive you of my fantastic stream. Alternatively, the satellite could be doing you a favor. I don't know. My streams do tend to be a bit shit. But what can you do? Alright. My calcined flint, yep. Made it stable for now. Alright, that's good. Honestly, I'm paying for much better internet than I'm actually getting. The economy is in shambles. Whoops. That's a lot of fire clay. But is it enough for fire clay? Hopefully. Couldn't get this shit set up. Going to need a lot of grass, but I do have that iron scythe I just made. Or meteoric iron scythe I just made last stream. I do feel bad for my pumpkins. Poor things. Let's see here. It is currently the 6th of February, 10 degrees Celsius. So it's not too hot to grow more pumpkins yet. Boom. Oh damn, I've got enough for exactly one more pit. But I do not have one more pit. So we'll just stack it out here. Perfect. Let's go and eat some food. For somebody who really enjoys cooking in this game, I certainly do seem to forget to eat a lot. Kinda want to collect those blueberries as well. And then all of my berries are about to come in. Boom. I really should be feeding more than one person. There we go. Alas, this is the world we live in, where I'm playing single player. Does anybody know what I did with my meteoric iron scythe? It's probably somewhere. Likely weird. Oh, it's still on me. Oh, I'm just going to put my salt in there. I'm pretty tempted to make another crate just for all this not fire clay, red clay. Hello, Never Destroyer of Worlds. I mean, I've been making a bunch of bread. It is totally possible that is bread that I made a ton in, like, several days ago. 1,000 years ago. I've also made a bunch more muffins since then. I'm just eating it in roughly the order I made it. So that it goes bad at like a controlled rate. We're going to be making meat pies pretty shortly here. Oh, I could make a meat onion pie. Although if I put vegetables in it, the meat pie suddenly becomes a vegetable pie, despite the fact that it could be almost entirely meat. I might make two. One all red meat, and then one red meat and onion. Oh, I could do red meat, onion, and carrot. I'll see if it lets me put potato in there. Because red meat, potato, and onion sounds like a fantastic combination. Could put cheese in there if I had such a thing. Boom. Look at that. I've already done more than 100 durability damage to my scythe. The poor creature. Wait 1 second. Alright, there we go. My apologies. Also moved my microphone a tiny bit closer to my face. I'm gonna need sticks. I've got sticks on me, I just don't think I have enough sticks on me. I've also lost my pit kilns. Hello, JJ. Thank you, JJ and a wee weirder, for checking in. I would have seen that sooner, but I think I was distracted. Constantly distracted. I wonder if there's a way to combine YouTube and Twitch chat into like just one window so I can keep track of it easier. Although if it was combined, I would probably just miss stuff more often. Yeah, I don't have enough sticks. It's not a difficult fix. I just gotta find a tree I don't actually care about and start transmuting the leaves. You're the only guy on YouTube right now. An offering was here, but I believe left. It is possible that offering is still here and just no longer being counted. YouTube and Twitch are both trying to crack down on lurkers. Boom. If I could find a way to combine YouTube and Twitch chat, I could display both on the screen. Currently, neither chat is displayed on the screen. But being able to see chat probably motivates people to chat more, I don't know. Twitch insists that it does. Boom. Nah, if people want to lurk, let them lurk, I say. It's kind of sad that lurkers do not actually count as viewers. But, you know, it is what it is. It's inexcusable. And Twitch should make lurkers count again. But it is what it is. Alright. If I was my coal, where would I be heading? You know what I'm going to have to do pretty shortly? Is I'm going to have to start cutting down trees and make another charcoal pit. It's not the most fun thing you can be doing with your time, but it is a necessary evil. Nope. Come on. That's a lot of peat. We're not in a rush. Let's use peat. Let's go. You'd hide underground? Well, a lot of the coal is actually up in walls. Well, that's flint, which is one of the things I just said I need to find. But that over there is coal. You can't find charcoal underground. You have to make charcoal underground, but that's not quite the same thing. Yeah, I've got some coal around. I have a small amount of black coal, and I know where to find more. Give me these back. I didn't need multiple stacks. What am I doing? I should probably put a torch in my cave. Since that is where... Oh, well, that's charcoal. I don't want to use charcoal. Stack that up. And taking that charcoal did free up a tiny bit of space in my chests. Let's put my red clay in there. There we go. I have not made coke. Not anytime soon. Like anytime recently. I do believe I've made coal coke before, or at the very least, on the big server that I used to play on, I helped make coal coke. Boom ba-doom. What am I doing out here? Oh, I'm trying to put my grass away. Are you my grass crate? You are, although there's a bunch of shit in here that's not grass. There we go. Alright. Nope. Let me go ahead and grab some breadcrumbs. Rift activity is still calm, so I'm not in a rush per se. Whoops. Put that back. I do have a bunch of spelt. I grew it for the express purpose of making mushroom alcohol. And then I made a bunch of mushroom alcohol. And I've not done anything with it yet. I should go around looking for a... Let's see here. Fresh for 31.8 days. That'll be fine. I should run around collecting copper, though, to make some distilleries. Because if I can distill my alcohol down further, it would be easier to store large amounts of it. It would never go bad. Here you kids go. Let's see here. You're a bull, you are Gregnant, and you are Gregnant. Fuck yeah. One of those bulls does have to die. Not because I'm here to just cruelly murder bulls, but because we need more red meat. One can never have enough red meat. Okay, that does continue to stack. Powdered borax. Rift activity is still calm. What is my cauldron? Here we go. Oh, there we go. Ah. Oh well. Have a good one, Never Destroyer of Worlds. You are going to miss... Hello, Vicar. Thank you for checking in. You are going to miss the process of making meat pies. But I'm going to assume you've got better things to be doing. So I'll only cry a little bit. Alright. Or should I have supposed to salt that? I for some reason put my salt outside. I've got 17 days to apply salt to that, but don't let me forget to do that. I'm looking for lard. There we go, lump of fat. Well, I'm making lard. Yip-a-boom. Lard is 1 lump of fat, 0.2 liters of water. Grab a bowl. This is overkill, especially considering I've yet to make more, whatchamacallums. Gonna have to make more rot-soaked peat sooner than later. Boom, light that up. Let's go sprinkle some, eggshells on my farm plots. I don't need to fertilize my crops, especially since I'm not currently growing any, but it'll help to just kind of do, just because. I might make a greenhouse, just for stuff like pineapples. But it's not that necessary where I live. But yeah, pineapples and sugarcane would definitely benefit from a greenhouse. Not that I grow that much sugar. Come on. There we go. Good enough. Let's go. How are you doing, Vicar? Hopefully you're having fun. We're about to make ananas. It is weird that pineapple is called something similar to that basically everywhere. And then in English it's just pineapple. Pina stands out. Excellent. My 2.2 liters of lard. Which is fortunately all I need to make a pie. I might make another 0.2 liters actually. Oh, I can't get over my... Boom. And put that in there. I don't know why I would. Just make a single one. And this way, anyway, I can make a full pie. If I can find my lard. Yep, there we go. Nope, not there. There we go. RIP video editing file. Oof. I do gotta get to be a big enough streamer that people start editing my highlights for me the same way people do for Game Grumps. Just make storyteller best ofs. They wouldn't take that long to make. I mean, a lot of sifting through useless video, considering most of what I do is horrible. But they could make like a 30-second video. It's like, oh, everything Storyteller WMD did well. Very short. Not clickbait. Alright. Let's go and put this back down. Go ahead and find my blood. Don't break it. There we go, 4 liters of blood. Go ahead and seal that. Smack it on the ground over here somewhere for safekeeping. Rice grain. Rice does seem to be what I primarily use for cooking. I might not need all these other grains I've got access to. Like, I do make not rye bread. I don't think I can grow rye where I'm living. I would have to do it in the winter, and I didn't do that. Anyway, I do make flax bread for my animals. Because they only deserve the best. Alright. Smack you there. I should be able to make stuff with blood. Can I crack eggs into a bowl? Okay, there we go. Now throw in my yeast if I can find it. And flax is like really actually, it's really good for you. It's like extremely high in fiber. So if you're having like issues in the bathroom, flax would be your best friend. 35 days. I gotta go through some of this stuff. I also have to find out what I did with my table. I made one. Where it is, well, that's anybody's guess. I've already made a pie. What did I do with my table? No, I gotta get a proper kitchen made at some point. Although I've been saying that for a while. Fresh for 1 days. Where is my table? There's my table. Give me a second. I'm like struggling for some reason. Alright, there we go. Actually, does not seem like anything was fixed. Boom. And I can use that meat for a pie. Like a different pie. Clearly what I'm making now is pie. Oh, I'm just gonna put that back actually. Gotta get this oven started. Well, you know what I could do? Let's go ahead and make 2 more lard. Whoops. I just threw a bunch of rice on the ground. Actually, I can move this rice. It ended up in there because this crate was full, which is not a bad problem to have. Throw you up there. Not you. I was just about to ask where I got 4 more. Cracked eggs. Like a dumbass. Right, that's hopefully enough. To get that started, let's go and eat some of my bread. But yeah, I'm gonna see if I can't make a meat, onion, and potato pie. Fun fact, and I think I brought it up before, is that the reason I originally installed expanded foods, I just remembered I never led these, was so that I could make a meat and veg pie. Imagine making a minced meat pie without onion and potato and possibly carrot, depending on your own personal tastes. It should be criminal. The reason they don't let you in the base game is that it would be too OP. I just think that it confirms that the Seraph does not have taste buds. It's like, pie already is better than cooked meals, depending on what you put in it. Letting it be so much better wouldn't stop people from making, like, red meat stew. And people would still engage with the other mechanics. Like, I want to make sushi. I haven't gotten around to it yet, because I don't know where to find seaweed. Obviously in the sea. Oh, well, there's 70% ocean, though, and I've not engaged with seaweed. Do I need a knife to harvest it? It would make sense. Alright. Back to what we were doing. Yoink. What did I do with my bowl? I think I set it down somewhere up here. Yoink, which is inconveniencing only me. I'm smack you in there, I don't particularly care where. Yoink. Put it back. Why is it not working? I'm losing a fight. Okay, so I need the blood. I need the yeast. Pre-gelatin will not help here. Alright. Perfect. Egg. Egg is what I need. They say that love is all you need, but they really meant egg. That's me in the corner. Oh shit. Done it, me. Let's go and accidentally waste this egg. Waste this egg too. Alright. Smack you down, grab another egg. And for those who are curious, what I did was I just accidentally extracted just the egg whites. There you go. What I wanted to do was make some. Perfect. Smack you here. Grab 4 more rice. Going to have to go up and grab more firewood since I just used my last 2, but 2 wasn't going to be enough for what we're doing anyway. Boobadoo. I really like this game, but it would be so much nicer if I was playing on a server. There we go. Making some soft dough. We'll go ahead and leave that in there. It's not going to go bad while we go grab some firewood. At the very least, it better take longer than that. I don't have the hooks set up for it. What is Rift activity like? Calm? Alright, we'll be fine. If I had the hooks for it, we could have turned the red meat into sausage first. What am I out here for? Firewood. And turning the red meat into sausage would have given it even more protein satiety. Could even have aged it as well, which would make it even better. Obviously, I could not have done that quickly. They wouldn't call it aging if it could be done in a matter of seconds. Alright, let's go and pick this one up. Grab you. Put you there. Let's grab potato. Red meat. And onion, which is in here. Red meat, onion, and potato. Hopefully there's room in there. There we go. Red meat, onion, and potato pie. Grab the knife that I really shouldn't have on me. Boom, and we're ready for bacon. I mean, we're almost ready for baking. I do need this to be empty. Hell yeah, we're making blood-baked goods. Not muted, right? Nope, not muted. Good, good. Let's go and throw the red meat one in there first. And then this one. Oh, it still says meat pie. I guess because I put the meat in first. Although I swear that when I put the meat in first last time, and then I added carrots, it turned into a vegetable pie. Maybe I accidentally put in more carrots than meat? It's possible that if I did one helping or serving of red meat, and then I did one of onion, one of potato, and then one of carrots, that because that would be a lot more vegetables, that it would change into vegetable, who knows? This requires more testing. I don't know why I'm so tired. I mean, I do. I've talked about why I was so tired pretty early on in the stream. Sorry about that. Landlord's been trying to sell the duplex I've been renting for the last 30 years. No, I've only been here for 8. Almost 9, I believe. But he had to kick the last guys out so he could fix up their half of the duplex. And the people who are working on it are doing so between 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Which, considering I've got to go to bed at 7 a.m. and then I have to wake up at like 3-something p.m. for work. That's pretty much the hours that I'm trying to sleep. I don't know when they go on their first break, but that's probably the time that I was able to actually fall asleep. They were in there with like a hammer and chisel, actively breaking up tile that's presumably been there since like the 70s. I do not doubt that the tile needs to be replaced, but could they not do it more quietly? Hopefully whatever they're doing today is not nearly as loud. Come on, there we go. I got a red meat pie and a meat pie. Oh, hell yeah. YouTube is recommending my videos. It's probably because I use the same tags, though. Well, where is Twitch? Not Twitch. I'm not tired. Everyone else is tired. Just gotta show these off. It's what I do. Oh, Vicars DM'd me. I'll check that out as well. Oh, people are talking in the substrate tag. Alright. Next pie. Delicious. That's not a very good screenshot, me. I'm not wasting time by trying to show off my pies. There we go. Can I put these somewhere in here? I can. There's the rest of my mushrooms. My Twitch activity feed is like right there, so I never see that. Fresh for 33 days. Fresh for also 33 days. Oh, I've also still got my potatoes. Let's put those back. And I only ever grabbed enough onions, so we're good. What is Rift activity like? Still calm. Although being able to check on my stuff is not the most helpful thing I could be doing. It's almost... Oh. Some shithead shooting magic at me. I don't even have access to offensive magic. You know what else I don't have is my staff. So I cannot summon a shovel to beat it to death. As I tend to do. I just wanted to find my coal. I don't think I've used it all, although it is totally possible that I have. Summon a shovel, put this back, grab my shovel. Right. Let's go find and kill a sentry. Sentry, where'd you go? Ideally, I just don't run into it again, but there's no way it's not floating around here. Since that's where it appeared. Here's a piece of brown coal. That is what I'm looking for, not that specifically, though. No more coal. Am I actually out of brown coal? I find that hard to believe. Surely I just put it somewhere weird, right? I mean, it's totally possible that I am out. It's not like I have that much space for storage. Yeah, whatever. Let's go and check my cellar. This shouldn't be where I'm keeping stuff, but I do it all the time. Here we go. Yeah, nope, I solved the mystery of where my coal is. It's where it's not supposed to go. Alright. There are a couple things I have to make. Let's go ahead and make the most impressive thing first, though. Put you there. Gotta grab my tongs. Yoink. Boom. We're making a meteoric iron hammer. A, because I said I was going to, and B, my iron hammer is almost half dead, or half broken. Darn it, I've got this glitch again where my magic is infinite. I should really update that mod. With it doing this, I can't see Twitch chat very well. Hello, Itmost. Itmost, check out these pies I made. Not that. Where are my pies? They're next to each other. Here we go. So I got the meat pie, which is 3,260 protein, 180, 1280 grain, 720 vegetable. And then this one is 4,940 protein. You don't eat the whole pie. If you did, that would be exceptionally wasteful. Come on. So I'm making a meteoric iron hammer right now. Well, I think you were here for me saying that. Hammerhead, let's go. Bring these over. That's me in the corner. There we go. That's probably the most efficiently I've ever made a hammer. Which is kind of sad. What'd I do with my sticks? Nothing. I still have them on me. Boom, meteoric iron hammer made. So I've got that for when I actually need it. Put my borax on the ground. Alright. Have fun, Vicar. Thanks for hanging out. I went live late. So, to be responsible, I should stay live later. Oh, that's what you sent me. Moth calling. Boop-a-doo. Let's go and start making more iron stuff. I will need this for my Beehive Kiln. I would like to make the Beehive Kiln this stream, but I'm probably not. Knowing me as a person. But I can start it. Does it tell me what I need? Whoops, not that. I know I need like 52-ish. Fire clay bricks. Floor space composed of blah 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 blah. No, it does not actually tell me how much of each thing I need. I should probably make a checklist. I know I need a fire clay kiln door. And then I need 3 little iron trapdoor things. Which I do believe the guide tells you need. One second. Alright, I survived. I wish my mana would stop doing this. Armor bonus minus 10? What do you mean? I'm wearing mage armor. Which should give me more mana. Unless it means that the armor is reducing the mana cost. But I don't think it is. It could be. That because I keep removing and then re-adding my magic, that the armor is not bound to me anymore. What the hell? Whoop. I would not keep removing and then re-adding my magic if it would stop with this nonsense. And to be fair, I believe this bug was fixed. I just haven't updated the mod yet. So it's annoying, but well, my suffering with it is kind of self-imposed. I think I brought it up, but the same guy who made Rustbound Magic also made a mod that adds, like, wyverns, however you want to pronounce it. They aren't in the mod yet, but he does plan on adding bone dragons. Or bone wyverns, rather. And I would use the hell out of a bone wyvern. I don't know how you would tame a bone wyvern. With my volley being a necromancer, surely it would just reanimate it. I think they will be creatures you find, though. Like, I guess you have to find the egg. So you would probably find, like, a bone wyvern nest, break in and steal the child. And kind of like the Game of Thrones Fire and Ice mod for Minecraft. I've tried playing with that mod in the past. Why does it turn into one big pile like that? I suppose I don't actually care, it's just odd. I'm just gonna grab another bread. Whoops. Turnout for this stream so far has been pretty abysmal. I do appreciate those of you who are here, but I gotta start going live at like 3 AM my time again. Back when I used to go live at 3, I would end up with like at least 30 concurrent viewers. One time I had like 102 concurrent viewers, which is admittedly too many concurrent viewers. I cannot imagine those people hung out for too long. Although I did get like 400 watch hours on just that stream. Hello, Pocket. Interestingly enough, since becoming monetized, and I'm no longer like trying to keep track of watch time, YouTube has stopped telling me watch time. How are you doing, Pocket? I am alright, but I am tired. Landlord is doing some weird shit with the other half of this duplex. He's got other people doing it, but they're doing it from 8 PM to, 8 AM to 5 PM, which are the exact hours that I try to sleep. Oh, also check out these pies. The meat pie, 4 slices, 3260 protein, and 1280 grain, 720 vegetable. And then the red meat pie is 4940 protein, and 1280 grain. We did a tiny bit of baking with blood. I do still have to butcher one more cow. And then I might make dumplings. Using both lard and blood. So I can make cabbage dumplings using those things. Just all the protein for free. Oh wait, it was still heating up. Nope, no longer heating up. Alright. I wish I could see into my forge. Wouldn't have this issue if I wasn't so short. Boom. It's gonna rotate it so that I don't fuck shit up. Woohoo. That's good to hear. Do you own Repo? I want to do, like, more cooperative content. Problem is that the hours that I'm awake are not very good, especially for people in my own time zone. And the hours that I'm awake that would be decent for people in my own time zone, I'm at work. So there really is no winning. I'm God's silliest clown, and yet he's giving me his toughest battles. I don't believe in God, but you get my point. Oh yeah, well, let's light this up, and then check this out, Pocket. Ignore that my magic is glitched again. That's not important. Whoop. I can leave the door open. I was indeed raised in a barn. Whoop. Oh, let's not jump into them. Look at all these pit kilns. I'm making a bunch of fire clay. We need like 52 fire clay bricks, 9 fire clay grates. I think you can use more fire clay grates to give you more working surface area. And then I need a couple bricks for the door. Let me see here. Whoops. I'm not sure where that N came from. I also need iron hatch doors. Okay, so we need a bunch of iron. surprisingly, I need a bunch of iron. I only need 3 of those, though. But it looks like each one is going to require 4 ingots. Boom, let's go ahead and get this made. Honestly, I don't mind working iron. Whoops. Get out of there, chat. Not you, chat. The pop-up that's just telling me my maximum mana has increased. I keep accidentally clicking on it while I'm trying to smith, and it's screwing me over. Alright. But now, just working metal like this is zen as hell. Very calming, I'm a fan. Boop. Whoops. It would be nice if I had an auto hammer, though. The auto hammer could be working alongside me to make all of these iron bars. Also, the auto hammer works on magic, so even if there are not enough voxels, the auto hammer can get an ingot out of it. I've only had 1 fail so far, the first one that I ever made. Alright, now what do I need for the kiln door? Fire clay brick kiln door. Already have those. So that's... A rod is only 4. A rod is only 1 ingot. So I need 4 ingots just for the main door, and then I need 12 ingots for the side doors. I will eventually upgrade the Beehive Kiln from fire clay to a refractory. But before I start sealing crocs, I would really like it if I could make those crocs fancy colors, which is going to require the Beehive Kiln. I'm also going to have to go out of my way to find more blue clay. But that just means we're going to have an adventure stream. And probably wander off after I've planted all my crops. It is still winter, so I can't grow much. But I can plant some stuff and then fuck off to look for clay. Whoop-a-doo. Ideally, it would be more than just me. Hello, Diesel. You've missed quite a bit of progress. Now, when the... Well, currently I'm just making a bunch of iron. I need 2 more ingots for just the main door, and then I need 12 ingots for the side ones. Very expensive, this thing I'm making. But it would be worth it, or will be worth it. I mean, ignore that the thing I'm making is purely for cosmetics. I mean, it is more efficient to use the Beehive Kiln than pit kilns. But I am making it for purely cosmetic reasons. Boom. No, I plan on making a bunch of black ceramic whatchamacallums, crocs. If I'm going to be filling crocs for food for like long-term storage, not that I have to do that, I just want to, then I want them to be pretty. You can also make cream-colored ceramics, which, considering my counters are going to be made out of this material, lighter ceramics would probably be smart, but I'm going to be going with the black ceramics. The floor and wall can be a brighter color. And then all the decoration can be dark in color. I'm just going to eat another bread. Did you see the pies I made, Diesel? Look at that. 3260 protein, 1280 vegetable. Or no, 1280 grain, 720 vegetable. And then 4940 protein. That's a lot of protein. I'm gonna grab one of these. Those of you who have been here the whole time and have seen my pies like 20 times, you will see them again. Cold enough so you swear at it. I don't think it gets that cold where I live, unfortunately. Kitland, who's not been very active, is in Australia. And I was like, oh, how's everybody doing this summer? And I'm like, I'm pretty sure it's winter for everyone else. But winter where I live is not that cold. Parts of the state that I live in do get cold, but I do not live in those parts, unfortunately. And also, relatively fortunately, I kind of need to be around like a big city, or at least the suburbs. Actually, I'm pretty sure where I live is urban, not suburban. But yeah, like, everywhere that's decently cold has like no population, unfortunately. I don't know what it is about humanity, but people do not like living in large numbers. Where it's too cold to reliably do so. There are definitely people who live in really cold places, though. Like, as long as it's done respectively, or respectably, I think it would be cool if we could implement, like, a lot of the Inuit survival so that you can survive in the frozen north. Because, like, this game's got northern lights, and they're extremely pretty, but there's, like, nothing to do in the polar north. So it's weird that they would go through that much trouble to make an area you cannot reliably live super beautiful. What's up with that? Could you imagine if the sun had faces kind of like the moon? Just every couple of days, there's like a new sun, where there's just no sun in the sky. Solid 24 hours of darkness. I'd be a fan. Honestly, I think that should be a thing. Somebody get NASA on the horn. I've got great ideas. I should really fix my logs. Nope. That's gonna keep popping up. Dang it. I should update the mod. Problem is I would have to then rechange all the JSONs that I have fucked with. Which wouldn't take that long. Honestly, needing to go back in and mess with JSONs sounds a lot better than just kind of putting up with the bug. Yoink. Anyway, how are you doing, Diesel? I'm gonna keep chat moving. I cannot be alone with my thoughts. Not because they're dark, but because they're dumb. Alright, there we go. I might be fine, but this is looking like it's not going to be a complete ingot. No. No, I should be good. Not a voluntary nap. Nice. I actually did take a nap. Nope. No, wait, no. I'm just barely fine. Hello, welcome to Storyteller WMD, or Storyteller Plays, whatever I'm calling my channel. On this episode of Storyteller Cannot Count, alright, what are we at now? We're at 5. I need 16. Although, I've got plenty of iron. The thing we probably do not have enough of is fire clay. Let's go and check it out. This isn't where my shit is. It's over here. Nope, I'm still going. Ow. Who would have thought that fire is hot? Well, I'm glad that you got that nap. It sounds like it did you some good. I took a nap because I did not get any sleep yesterday. Hopefully, whatever the construction crew is doing today is going to be a tiny bit quieter. And I can actually get some sleep in, but I'm not going to hold my breath. That Animal Crossing short that I made, the day sleeper struggle, very real. Oh yeah, when I was homeless, I slept in a car. It's not exactly good for you. It's not the best place to nap either, but like, if you're driving and you are drowsy and you can safely do so, it is definitely better to pull over and like rest your eyes for a bit than it is to fall asleep at the wheel. Like while actively moving. Alright. Boom. Yeah, no, that's the kind of nap you want to avoid. Damn, look at how many fucking voxels this thing's got. The more I make these blooms, the more tempted I am to add that mod that lets you hold on to the bits of iron that you shave off. I could probably make another fucking ingot with the amount of iron I've shaved off of these guys. Well, I'm glad that you were okay. Sucks that that happened to your car, and hopefully nobody else was injured. What are you doing, puppy dog? Let's not stand in that fire. It was a long time ago. Well, no one was hurt. That's good. Learning experiences can be important. Some mistakes, it's better to learn from the mistakes of others. Interesting. It was called a Ford Focus, when the year Focus was taken off the road by sleep. Coincidence? I feel like Ford cars used to be better than they are now. Although there have always been jokes about Ford standing for stuff like found on road dead, or fix or repair daily. So I don't know what the truth is. Don't get a job at coal on Christmas month. Like what, big coal? Now working retail is a huge pain in the ass. I work nights, so I primarily don't have to deal with customers. At most, I'll be in the building walking around with customers at the same time for like a couple hours. Most of my time in the building is spent after closing. But yeah, my ass is not customer service. Not because I'm, you know, unfriendly. I like talking to people. I'm just unhelpful. Somebody's like, hey, do you know where the couplers are? And I'm like, I can tell you where they are. I can't tell you anything about them. My favorite example is this one customer is like, hey, I'm looking for whichever these screws is best on sheet metal. And I'm like, well, these ones say sheet metal screws right on the box. And then he's like, oh, I'm not looking for those. I'm like, then I cannot help you. Gathering trolleys. I'm not entirely sure who the cart attendant is where I work. They do be occasionally attending those carts. Look at all these rifts. What do you mean rift activities? Only medium. There's like 1,000 rifts out here. As Puppy Dog. Does whatever the hell Puppy Dog. Oh, I know what you meant by trolley. What a... Come on. What are we at now? 7? Only need 16, so we're like halfway there. Almost. How was your cart raptured? Like Lakuta took it? Or not Lakuta, what is the name? Is it Lakuta? I don't think it is. What's the name of the guy with the camera? Something like that. Who are you playing as? Oh wait, no, that's Mario Kart. What the hell are you playing? Melgador? Never heard of it. I don't know if I've heard of Kirby Dash either. It would not be an understatement to say that I am not paying attention to, like, anything. Boom. They have IKEAs in Sweden? I thought IKEA was just a joke. Made up by, the Swedish. I mean, they're very much real. Boom. I do feel like as a trans person I should probably own a blowhigh, but I don't. I'm not that big on stuffed animals. I had a stuffed animal when I was like a tiny child. And then my father threw it away because I was too old for stuffed animals. Like, buddy, I just had the one. And it was a pound puppy. I cannot remember what I named it, though. I want to say it was like a basset hound or something like that. And boom. If you haven't yet, and you can, you should probably quit smoking. Like, nicotine will wake you up, but cigarettes are going to do a lot more damage. You know what else will wake you up? Methamphetamine. I'm joking, that's quite a bit worse. Honestly, it would be nice if people would just stop smoking. Although a lot of people have switched to, like, vaping instead. But especially if it's one of those vapes that has nicotine, it's like, that's just as bad. You traded one bad habit for, like, the same bad habit. And there are people who started vaping who didn't even smoke. And then they got addicted to nicotine that way, and it's like, wow. This is terrible. I hate this. Ba-da-ba-boo. I've only heard bad things about fume. I wonder if anybody who did not smoke previously started doing fume, and then for some reason from there transitioned to smoking. I don't know why they would, but it also would not surprise me if somebody has. I feel like you have to be at least a tiny bit of an idiot to, like, start smoking simply because pure pressure, or peer pressure. But no, Big Tobacco, or whoever the fuck is behind vaping, clearly marketed towards children. And they made it seem like the popular thing to do. As a younger millennial, I grew up in that era where smoking was not considered cool. And it's kind of sad, seeing all these young people, for some reason, going back into the phase. It's like, oh, the coolest thing you can do is smoke. And it's like, that's not cool at all. Normally I won't tell people how to live their life if it doesn't affect me, but that often does. Y'all should not do that. There's a reason that there aren't, like, nearly as many public smoking places, and that's not because they want you to smoke in public. It's because, as a species, we're like, oh hey, smoking is actually very bad for you. And if you are still doing that, you should probably stop. And then people will just be, like, smoking, or not smoking, but, like, doing peppermint hippo vapes or whatever. And they're like, oh, it's clean, brah, it's not even smoke. I'm like, alright, it's vapor. It smells bad. Stop it. This is clearly a no smoking area, and well, that's not what you're doing. You are polluting my air. Quit. What is rift activity? Oh, still just medium. Ba-da-ba-bo. Oof. I cannot imagine that 6 years of smoking was cheap. What's another thing, like, I don't get how these people can afford a smoking habit. Like, that shit's expensive. At least I'm addicted to healthy things, like pizza. Can never have enough pizza. I should stop wandering off while I'm waiting for this. Look at that. Just as I was wandering off, it started, or finished. Boom, boom, boom. I'm not entirely sure where I want my beehive kiln. I'm confident that everything except damaged bricks can be moved. Well, once the brick is damaged, it's not going to be one. It's not going to be something I want to keep anyway. Whoop. Ooh, well, we call that chewing tobacco here. And it's responsible for so many different types of cancer. It's not hard to find, like, shock images of people who have had to lose their entire lower jaw because of chewing tobacco. It's one of those things where it's like, they're just some bad habits. It's not chewing tobacco either. Although chewing tobacco, you don't chew it. It's like more of a suck and spit kind of thing. Well, if we're fortunate, it does not have nearly as many negative side effects. What is that now? 10. Damn it. Although fire clay is probably still going to be the thing that I run out of. Like, I've got iron, and I like working the iron. Did you see that? That dude tried to smack me. Yeah, so it's just a different highly addictive drug. Well, I'm glad you were able to kick that, too. Honestly, anything can be highly addictive if you have addictive personality. Hello, Loxia. We started talking about smoking, and then vaping. And then snus, or however you pronounce that. Which I thought was chewing tobacco, but it's not. Yeah, I said I'm glad you were able to kick it as well. I still remember when I was, like, really young, my stepsister stole my Nintendo DS. And my Super Nintendo Entertainment System, actually. Two different things, and she actually sold it for heroin money. And it's like, that's the kind of thing that happens in movies. And it's really annoying then, too. No, my father has since divorced her, but, like, the entire chapter of my life was a nightmare scenario. My stepbrother was arrested for killing his girlfriend's mother. He ran her over in the driveway, like, just tie her straight over her head or whatever. Which, you know, is at least a quick way to go. Shouldn't have happened at all. And then, fun fact, my stepbrother, a couple years later, released from prison by then, was also run down by a car. Like they ran straight over him, same way. That's interesting. I don't particularly believe in karma. But this is pretty good evidence that there is such a thing. Boom. I do think the person that ended up killing my former stepbrother, that one was an accident. My stepbrother killing his girlfriend's mother was intentional. Boom. Look at that. Only 5 more ingots. Go away. You never got a PlayStation or anything? I had a PlayStation growing up, but I did not have a lot of games for it. No, I really liked the SNES. I did not have a lot of games for that either, though. I think one of the main games that I played on SNES was called EVO Search for Eden. It was like this weird religious evolution game, or whatever, which is an odd combination. Usually, people who believe in creationism do not believe in evolution. But I believe the plot of the game was like creationism from the point of evolution. Like you start out as a fish, and the game's got 2 endings. There's the good ending, where you evolve into a human. And then there's a bad ending, where you evolve into a super powerful dragon. Which honestly sounds way cooler than being human. But if you turn into a dragon, you cannot get the true ending of the game. They're decent games on mobile. Mobile? Have you played Animal Crossing Pocket Camp? I played it for a bit. I never got that much done. What was the name of that cat collecting game? Neko Atsume, I want to say. I played a lot of that, but Neko Atsume was also popular when I was actively homeless, so there wasn't a whole lot else to be doing. Fuck. I'll probably be fine, but I just broke a voxel. It's wild to think that I will pretty shortly here be breaking my second iron hammer. I don't usually bother making steel, but I might actually end up doing that this time around. I don't need that dirt. Bring these down. Boom. What dragon would you like to turn into? Despite the fact that I had a dragonology book growing up, I don't actually know that much about different types of dragon. I do think if I was going to be stuck being a dragon, and like dragons are cool, but I would want to be one of like the silver dragons, like the shapeshifters. Probably wouldn't want to shapeshift into a human, but it would be cool to like be a bunch of various things, rather than being a dragon all the time. Boom. Also, silver dragons tend to be ice dragons, and ice is a way cooler element than fire. People breathe fire in real life. I mean, not the same way, but... Oh, no, but I'm actually getting pretty annoyed with this. Game mode C. Special. Apply debuffs. That's a weird thing to have. Grimoire. Max mana. Rift spawner. Let's go ahead and use this. Remove magic. Use this to add magic. What is this? Yeah, it should be working. Yeah, whatever. Oh, I've got 0 mana because of my, armor. Yoink. No, I'll fix that later. As long as I can still cast my spells I'm not actually using, we should be good. Technically, it does not cost me anything to cast spells, or at least not most of them. Let's go and move these over. Might check on my fire clay. It should be done by now. And if it's not, no, whatever. If it is, we can probably start making more. I'm going to have to waste some of the fire clay I've currently got to make a bloomery. How are you doing, Laxia? I'm thinking dragon thoughts. What time is it? No, it is after midnight. But we are mostly just killing time. So let's go ahead and sleep. Oh yeah, I gotta show Laxia the pies that I made. Doing well as well? That's good. I'm tired. And I'm probably going to want to go to bed sooner than never here. Although they're probably going to be doing work on the duplex again. The American Dragon Jake Long, or whatever it was called. It is weird that they changed it, like the entire art direction. Obviously it's their show, they can change the art direction. Oh, that just came out of nowhere. Alright. I'm gonna grab this. Can I summon a pick? No, I cannot. Apparently you need more than 0 mana to cast spells, so let's go and give myself a tiny bit. Should be able to do it now. There we go. I'm going to... Like, don't let me forget. Huh, it's damaged. It should not be already damaged, but whatever. There's a both one standing in my fishing pond. But do not let me forget to update Rustbound Magic. It's an important thing to do, so... Logically, I would not forget. But I'm also not the most logical of people. Let's go and grab some flint. Whoop. Whoop. Come on. Let me up. I need to be smaller so I can squeeze through 1 block gaps while jumping as well. Alright, how much flint can I make in 1 bloomery? Was it 12 or 24? It might be 24. Which means we should probably find more flint. There's flint up there, like I'm looking at it, but that looks like it's going to be a pain in the ass to get to. There's more flint. Get 30. I mean, I'm going to grab everything that I can. Yoink. Well, that flint doesn't look too bad. Whoops. Are those carrots or sugar beets? I do like how I made a bunch of sugar and then I got distracted with everything else. Are those bees? Yes. Also, here's a bunch more red clay. I do not need more red clay, but I'm actually going to mark this, just because you can never have enough of it. Red clay. I'm going to mark it as blue, just to confuse me. I do need blue clay. But I, more than anything, need to get my beehive kiln set up. All the blue clay in the world won't help if I cannot turn it into black ceramic. Which is what we're trying to do here. Whoop. Almost made it to the top. I can't see my house from here. But I can breathe the air so clear. I could probably see my house from the top of this. Let's find out. Kind of. You can see the corner of it there. Bauxite. No, this place is actually very pretty. Let's go and grab some flint while I'm up here. 25 covers me, whether it is 12 or 24. There's more flint. Doesn't look like it's easy to get to, but I do have a bunch of ladders somewhere. I just don't know where the fuck I put them. Worm! Come to me, worm. Alright. I need to play more Peak. Who here wants to play Peak with me one of these days? I could also play more Peak with my sister, since my sister seems to stream Peak pretty regularly. I'm sure the bees don't mind if I take their flint. Everything is better with a large amount of bees. 110 days. It is actually wild to me that these dried blueberries are still good. I mean, they'll be going bad soon. But I've had some of this stuff sitting around for like a year now. It's fresh for 2 days. Try and put this limestone down. Heck yeah! You will play Peak with me. Do you? And this is alright if you do suffer from voice dysphoria. As a trans person is perhaps not surprising, but a bunch of the people who are willing to play games with me do have voice dysphoria, and it makes them a tiny bit less willing to do that. It's an unfortunate thing to have. But also with how many people I actively talk to being trans, it will happen. Alright, let's go ahead and smack this here, smack this here. Find out how much of this can... 24 flint. There we go, 6, whatever the fuck. Charcoal. Let's light it up. Welcome in, Mew. I'm doing alright, I'm tired. I would say weirdly tired. Usually if I don't get enough sleep, it's because I'm being an idiot. But my landlord has some folks working on the other half of the duplex. So my being tired is actually not my fault this time. Usually it is. Yeah, I'm non-binary. You didn't know? Go and pull it up. There you go, your streamer's pronouns are they, them, theirs. Lots of NBs do not actively identify as trans, but we are in the umbrella. The white stripe is actually for genders outside of the binary. Well, now you know, and knowing is half the battle. G.I. Joe. Oh, so I've got that going, but that's going to take a while. Let's see here. How do I make the grates? I suppose I could just stop being lazy and look up fire clay grate. Well, it's in here somewhere. Oh, let's just look up grate. Rusty grated, birch grated, blah 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 blah. Where? What is it called? I don't know. Indeed! The watermark should still be on there, actually. Let's go and pull it back up. Yeah, there we go. Line art by Felis Randomus. It is pretty tiny. I should probably make it larger. Although I'm sure it's more visible for y'all than it is for me, since I've got it in such a small display window. Beehive Kiln. Brick grating. Oh, are there not? Well, it looks like I might have to make some refractory bricks. I could have sworn that there was fire clay grating. Let's see here. I suppose I can try to make it. Surely it would be in the handbook if it was a thing. But the guide said I can just use fire clay for everything. No, it is a thing. Why can't I not find that looking it up in the handbook? Whatever. I'm just going to ignore it. It's not an issue. And technically it is a non-issue. It's weird. And it made me worried that I was going to have to set up wind power. I mean, I shouldn't set up wind power. The longer I go without doing that, the more I am screwing over only myself. Honestly, anything on mobile phones is not ideal. I would consider myself not a fan. Alright. It's quite a lot of bricks. I do have to make more. Oh, Mew, are you still here? Check out these pies I made. Those of you who have been here for quite a while. Yes, I'm showing off the pies again. Oh, let me go ahead and make this movable so I can read it. So I got a meat pie, 3260 protein satiety, 1280 grain, and then 720 vegetable. Pretty damn good pie. And then I got the red meat pie, which is 4940 protein satiety, 1280 grain. No vegetable in that one, but it's because I did not make it with vegetables. So yeah, we started with the blood baking. And now we are just slowly making our way towards the refractory. Not refractory. Beehive Kiln. What I would really like to do is make some black ceramic crocks and stuff. And then just use them to start sealing actual food. We can make stews, pastas. The pies? A couple days. I'll eat them before then. I think the bread is going to last longer. 36 days, and then the pies are 27 days both. So I should start eating the pies. Yeah, one of them is just red meat, and the other one is red meat, onion, and potato. Cannot make a meat pie without onion and potato. I think there's a law against it. Some folks don't like onions. There is no accounting for bad taste. Still, I pity them. People find out that I'm allergic to walnuts, and they're like, walnuts kind of suck anyway. I'm like, that they do. That they do. Come on, come on. Yoink. I am not looking forward to making those doors. And I'm going to do it. But I'm not looking forward to it. Just seems like a lot of work. Thankfully, the thing that is the least work, or at least the least active work, making all the fire clay, is not that hard. I think that the main door can be damaged, but I don't think that the side doors can. Go away, Drifter. I'm working with metal in here. I should probably get around to making an actual weapon at some point. As an Avali, I don't do that much melee damage. But I cannot keep summoning shovels forever. I mean, I totally can. It's a tiny bit less interesting if I just keep summoning shovels forever. Well, onion rings are pretty good. I could probably eat my body weight in French onion soup, which I'm going to guess has that weird soggy texture you do not like. French onion soup, that was delicious. I'm a huge fan. I want to see if there's anything I don't like about French onion soup. It's that the cheese tends to, like, coagulate. Especially as it starts to cool. Where's my knife? Let me step on my pie. There we go. Gotta cut these up. There we go. I'd probably get back in time. Oh, yeah, I had plenty of time to spare. Alright, so this is the one with the meat and veg. I do need to eat more vegetables, but my fruit, grain, and protein are basically full. I've got a tiny bit of dairy. No, I got no dairy at all. To be fair, I don't think I've actually started touching the food that I've made with dairy yet. And even the food that I did make with dairy has very little dairy. Like 15 each. But I am actively breeding my cows, so I will eventually have the ability to make meat or dairy more freely. Well, India knows what it's doing. I don't like chicken, which unfortunately a lot of chicken is used in food. Well, I like chickens, but I like them as animals, not food. I don't eat chickens the same reason most people won't eat, like, a dog or a house cat. I'll occasionally eat chicken, like if it's free. I would never pay for it. Pork I don't eat because I don't like it. Boom. Pork is another one of those meats that it's kind of hard to avoid, though. Like it's in everything. It's more expensive, but I will actually go out of my way to buy the all-beef pepperoni, but that's usually not an option, like if you're ordering a pizza. In which case, there is both pork and chicken. Meow 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 meow. Oh sweet. This is the last ingot I technically have to make before I can start working on my doors. Are you done yet? No. I also need 2 more short skeletons. Gotta get working on these street lamps. I don't think I could ever go full vegetarian, but I could probably easily go pescatarian. Like, the only meat I eat are fish and beef is expensive. But yeah, I eat a lot of fish. Clam chowder, fucking delicious. Shrimp and lobster are bugs, but I eat those too. One of my favorite things to do is I'll get like a lobster bisque and then just like a whole ass loaf of French bread. It's not the healthiest thing you could be eating, but it is really good. And they're also definitely unhealthier things. Unfortunately, the lobster bisque that I really liked stopped being sold because it had trans fats in it. Boom. Whip. Alright. Bring these down. Start bringing them over. I'm getting really lucky with these voxels. Every time I get an ingot like this, well, it's like, damn. This is like an ingot and a half worth of voxels here. It makes me want that mod that lets you save them more and more. I don't know how balanced it is, but I could probably have made multiple ingots just using the ones that I've chipped off. Alright, let's go make a rod. I think I need 4 of them. Boom, boom. Alright. Bring this down. Start bringing these over. Indeed. Bring you up. Bring you up. Over. Gotta heat it up in the microwave. What the hell is that from? It was like some British cooking show, and she for some reason pronounced microwave as microwave. I don't think anybody actually pronounces it like that. It had to have been a bit, right? And boom, 1 of 4. I'm not confident enough in my smithing speed to make 4 at once, but I'll try making 2 at once. I'm trying to save my coal. Speaking of coal, nope, still going. I'm gonna have to make a charcoal pit. Redwood trees are really good for charcoal. Unfortunately, redwood trees are all over the place. All of these massive trees here, redwood. That's another redwood forest. I don't think this is a redwood forest, but there are some big trees over there. Yum. I cannot wait until I'm able to actually milk my cows. It's a bit wasteful because it's not very good, but I'm going to make a cheese pie. You can never have enough cheese pie. But also like cheese and cabbage dumplings. It would be nice if you could put cheese and cabbage in one dumpling. Probably can't for balancing reasons. But you could make a soup or a stew using red meat, and then a cabbage dumpling and a cheese dumpling. If you put cottage cheese, or not cottage cheese, if you put milk in the dumplings, they should even go further. Alright, time to start. Bringing y'all over. Probably make this more efficiently. Rotate you. Rotate. Boom, boom. We can get this made. We're going for distance. We're going for speed. All alone in our time of need. And boom, there we go. You should work on your wizard tower in Vintage Story. Yoink. Look at that. 2 bars. Why are they changing colors in front of me? Yoink. Gotta work fast. We do have a media channel. You can probably show off your wizard tower there. Boom. I'm not a big fan of wizard hats, but I think everybody can appreciate a good wizard's tower. Bring you over. One more. Good thing I made that other hammer. I'm not being the most efficient with my swings. Alright, sweet. I only need one more rod before we can make like the main component. Also, I probably could have made 3 of these at once. I'm fast enough. Fast as fuck. I'm not fast as fuck. Yeah. I mean, I can't speak to the taste of reindeer milk, but reindeer are a good source of meat and hide. You can definitely milk a reindeer, I just don't know if it would be any good. Let's Google it. Is reindeer milk palatable? Reindeer milk is palatable. Apparently it's rich and creamy. Could probably make cheese with it. Reindeer milk cheese. Rich traditional cheese from Scandinavia. Surely they make reindeer milk in Finland. Finland's not from Scandinavia. Or it's not in Scandinavia. And they hate it when people say that it is. Like, to a hilarious degree. And I get it. That being said, I don't know what Finland considers itself part of. Does Finland consider itself Baltic? Things I should probably learn before I try emigrating to Finland. Oh yeah. Honestly, if you're killing an animal for food anyway, you should probably be using as much of it as you possibly can. Finland is Nordic. That does make sense. But there's all these people that's like, oh, can't make leather. If you make leather, you're killing animals for it. Like, those animals were probably being killed for meat anyway. And considering pleather is just plastic, it is quite a bit worse than just using leather. Boom. Alright. I don't know how many I actually need to make this. Let me see here. Kiln door. Fire clay. 12. Where are my strips? Chicken strips. For $1. Boom, boom. Boom, fire clay kiln door. That's like step 1 of a lot, actually. Hello, that one, Protogen. Total tongue awareness. Fucking hate fiberglass. Fiberglass is probably the worst invention since, like, I don't know. What's a man-made horror? I guess mustard gas? Is anthrax synthesized? Like, is that something people made? Now, one of the apartment complexes I lived in growing up fucking had a fiberglass pool, and you could not swim in that thing without getting little baby micro splinters of fiberglass in your skin. It was the worst. Shit. I want to make a joke, but I am monetized, so I should probably be careful making hilarious jokes. But my point is that fiberglass is bad. I hate it. It is strong. Like, it's durable and lightweight. But it's awful. I don't like it. Could you imagine if Vintage Story had fiberglass boats? I do want icebreaker ships. They would have to probably be steam powered. I don't think you can get enough wind power to break ice. But if I lived up in the frozen north where I would rather be living, the ice can be an issue. Let's go ahead and drink this small amount of blood. Yum yum. Drinking blood for some reason makes you nauseous. I'd imagine that would make me nauseous as a human, but as an Avale, I should be fine. You cannot eat my PC RAM. I only have 32 gigs. Which, depending on what you're doing, is plenty. But for, like, video rendering, you want more than 32 gigs. What the hell? Oh, hey! What are you doing there, little buddy? Why can you go through there, but I can't? Oh well. I guess he was just acting out for attention. No, fiberglass, like for sledgehammer handles and stuff. That's fine, that makes sense. I wouldn't want to be holding the fiberglass sledgehammer. That was a drifter. For no reason at all, this game's got, like, Eldritch Horror and stuff in it. Where's my other pie? Oh, there's my other pie. Shit, I really gotta do something with those. Let's go ahead and grab some whatchamacallums. Cattails. I only need 3, I believe. And then I need some amount of honey. Also not cattails, I need horsetails. I also probably have a barrel, so I can clean the offal and make some blood sausage. There's a good chance that I can use the blood sausage in pie. There is no Cthulhu. There is some Cthulhu mythos shit added with primitive survival for some reason. It can, fortunately, be disabled. But no, we got Dave Thunderlord, this big thing. If I can find a rift, which I won't be able to right now because it's calm, I would stand in it and show off Dave. My landlord is also named Dave. Much less cool Dave, though. Thunderlord, neat dude. Very tall. Landlord Dave just keeps taking my money. Alright. I'm gonna lay that there. I just need a free hand. Sure would be nice if I could do something with all these, like, hooks and shit. Alright, so meat there. Prepared healthy red meat. Oh damn, I need more cattails. Put this pie on the ground. Pick up my meat. Let's go and grab more cattails. But yeah, like my dog here. That's an Eldritch Horror monster. There's the Thunderlord. There's the Drifters, the Bowthorns. Magical Cheese Wizard. Ever noticed that the French word for cheese, fromage, sounds like some kind of cheese wizard? Just me? Alright. Fromage. Yoink. Alright. Let's go and prepare the rest of this. Now ready to be cured for healing. In crafting, it is an ingredient for cured healthy red meat. Prime meat that has been cured and can be smoked. to further enhance its healing. I will just be curing it in salt. So I should probably grab that. Oh yeah, I got distracted. What's in here? Mostly trash, so let's go ahead and add more trash. Scrap sword. I keep forgetting I have an actual weapon on me. Strong bones. These can go in there, that can go in there. Flint. One of these days, like one of these streams, I'm just going to have to like buckle down and then just make a shit ton of salt. I've already got a bunch of damp crystals, but I'll have to wait for those to dry, which is not going to happen very quickly if I keep them in sealed containers. Boom, 6. Turning into 3 cured after 20 days. Bit wasteful to seal that with only 3 in there, but what can you do? Boom, you're also empty. Let's go and grab my offal. Boom, we'll turn into 3 clean offal after 24 hours. I have these other, I have that other cow that needs to be butchered. But I'm not going to do that right now. So I need the space more than anything. Might as well take care of what I've got now. We'll probably just turn the remaining 3 red meat into jerky, because what else can I do with that? Not a whole lot. Yoink, yoink, yoink. Alright, I need your good vision, chat. Just yell if you see more red clay. Nope, no red clay. There's the red clay I marked. Yeah, that's not enough blue clay to do anything with. Here's more red clay. That's probably all I've got. Smack you here. There we go. Oh, should I gotta grind it first? Har har har. Whip. You can tell I don't want to redistribute the clay because I'm not closing my inventory. Gotta quern it. Not querning. Come on. There we go. I'm going to have to redistribute the clay like I didn't want to, but... this is a necessary evil. Who's adding me on Discord? Oh, just somebody who wants into the asexual and aromantic spectrum Discord. Vicar sharing more memes. Nobody's responded yet to my dope-ass pies. Why does nobody like my dope-ass pies? Eternal stew. That's actually a thing people used to do. Basically, like, as they collected servings of the stew, they would throw more stuff in. And because it stayed over the fire, it wouldn't really go bad. I don't know if putting dumplings in it makes the most sense. Also, I need to stop tabbing back into the game. How's everybody doing while we're just, screwing around? Hopefully we're doing alright. Probably not. I'm gonna keep my fingers crossed anyway, though. It is already 7. So almost certainly not. Next stream for sure. We're gonna make ourselves a Beehive Kiln and then some black ceramic. Actually, next stream we're probably going to make the Beehive Kiln and then have to go looking for blue clay. Boom. Yeah, that's not enough. Just barely cannot make another stack. But that's fine. A smarter person would probably hold on to some of this fire clay. And you know what? Actually, I'm going to hold on to some of the fire clay. We'll make these 64, and then we'll call it good. Boom. You should have a minced meat pie for dinner. Treat yourself. Alright. Whoop. There we go. Whoops, that's too many. I just had fish sticks. I might make some pizza rolls. Unfortunately, I don't have, like, real food. I've got cereal I could eat. But that doesn't count as real food either. Not particularly. I do have a BS mixing bowl that I tend to eat Reese's Puffs out of. So, like, portion-wise, it's basically a full meal. It's not what I would call health food. It's not what anybody should call health food. But it will fill you up. Oh, I should probably hold off on collecting these until that one is done. I just like them to be in sync. Put that back. Grab this. Need a bunch of these. I need a bunch of sticks. Got sticks on me, just not enough. There's a bunch of sticks. Alright, now I just need a bunch of grass. Go ahead and get these started. I'm excited. I'm gonna make a bunch of black crocs. I don't know if I can make the iron cooking pot. If I can, I won't be able to use it for expanded foods stuff anyway. But for just making, like, large meals and sealing crocs, an iron cooking pot would be pretty handy. Uh-oh. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I just barely did not grab enough peach. There we go. Boom. There's also a bunch of berries I should probably collect. It's almost like Vintage Story is a never-ending cycle of chores. I wouldn't be playing it if I didn't genuinely love this game. But there's always so much to fucking do. I do think that, like, on a big server, though, it would be a fun, like, commune simulator. Just everybody's got their own little tasks. Although commune has got some negative implications. We'll make it like a non-religious monastery. And boom. It's kind of what I had going on in Modded RimWorld, actually. My pawns were not religious, but they were effectively monks. I'm just going to light these up. I'm going to go ahead and put a torch holder and a torch over by where I'm actually doing all of my pottery. Farming Sim 19. What it is like, this game is a hardcore wilderness survival. And, like, I'm not playing it as or even for the hardcore wilderness survival stuff. Like, if you ignore Rustbound magic, and you probably shouldn't, it's a weird mod to ignore. like most of what I've got. I'm turning this game into like a farming sim. Stardew Valley, if Stardew Valley was 3D and had Eldritch Horror. Although Stardew Valley does have proper winters, which we don't. Not here. Cottagecore indeed. Minus the cottage. I've got this piece of shit. What's Rift activity like? Calm? I'm gonna feed my cows. I don't need to feed my cows, they're all pregnant. Ow, rude. Of course, just because it's calm doesn't mean there aren't bullshit monsters out here. How long is my meat fresh for? I should also really cure this. Right, how long is that fresh for? 1.6 years? Yeah, I'll probably have enough hide to make leather before 1.6 years pass. If I somehow do not have enough hide to make leather in 1.6 in-game years, y'all have permission to just kind of kill me. Let's go ahead and drink a bucket of wine and then go to bed. There you go, that relatable moment when you drink 10 liters of wine and then take a nap. I don't think you would wake up from that nap. I don't think you, if you drink 10 liters of something, that would be enough to kill you before the alcohol even really gets into your system. I like how you can see, based on the tooltip thing in the middle of the top middle of the screen, that I was like looking around the entire time I slept. Here I am 9 hours later, just still fucking hammered. I do genuinely like just like the process of making alcohol in this game. There's not a lot of reason to do it, but you can, and that makes it fun. Alright, come at me, Scrublord, I'm ripped. I'm also totally in a state to be doing combat. Alright, hold still. Alright, it's dead. Rest in piss. Oh yeah, well like, if you look at what I enjoy doing, I like farming and cooking. Which are two very useful things for a community. But the stuff that I don't like doing also needs to be done, and I'm unfortunately not doing it. Look at the little baby roosters! I'm hoping that pheasants don't kill each other the way roosters do. Like chicken roosters. Oh, sweet. My honey's done. I do need honey for other stuff now, but I am pretty tempted to make mead. I might also make jam. Jam lasts forever in storage. I just wish you could use jam on bread and stuff. Like just a way to make jam more fun. Whoa there. Yeah. I've got iron. Like, I think I'm decent at mining. I don't enjoy it, though. And then, of course, I am shit at building. Which is why we're living in this for now. I do plan on fixing it. But I've been more than a little bit distracted with literally everything else. Gotta get this Beehive Kiln made. I'm super excited. Like, I don't have blue clay. But we're going to have black ceramics sooner than later. Yoink. Oh, whoops. There we go. 26.2 liters of honey. But yeah, you can use beeswax for sealing crocs. And I've got quite a bit of beeswax. You also need it to make waxed cheese, but I'm not concerned. I'm going to have enough. I can put honeycomb in the juicer? I didn't know you could do that. I guess when I've got large amounts of it, it could probably be more efficient than how I have been doing it. Yep. But yeah, like if I had a nice kitchen to cook in, I feel like it would be a lot more fun. I plan on making sushi at some point, just because I can. I've been ignoring my fish, since it is an overpowered food source that I do not need to benefit from. I'll probably do a lot more fishing once it's a vanilla feature, though. I do like fishing. Even in Minecraft, where fishing is pretty basic, I enjoy it. I'm pretty tempted to start raising pigs. I don't like pork in real life, so I am hesitant to raise pigs in the game. But that does make me sound more like a crazy person than perhaps I even am. That's a lot of peat. And carrots. A lot of flax in here. I can make more instruments. Or I suppose I can do more practical things with them. Are you seaweed? Yes. So if I harvest it with a knife, hopefully it grows back. I don't know that it does or does not. So let's go ahead and just harvest a bunch of it, leaving the bottom bit. I also don't know if I need to use a knife for this. It's got a knife animation, so surely it benefits. Seaweed. Mixing in a barrel, 10 liters of water for 10 days. What? No, that's just double my seaweed. I want to grind it into mashed seaweed. And then turn that into seaweed sheets. Alright. This grass is not useful to me, I don't think. Never mind, the green seagrass also turns into seaweed. I don't have soy sauce made. Fuck, I might make soy sauce. Not this stream. Maybe this stream. I could start making soy sauce. That's not something I can make right now. Fish sauce is really fucking good. But even with primitive survival making fish easier to get, it is just so hard to make fish sauce that I'm not entirely sure what the intended way to do that even is. But adding fishing would be a lot of fun. Like, that is one of the planned features. So my focus will probably just be mostly farming, fishing, and cooking on the server. Although it'd be fun to get a bunch of us together for like a little fishing trip. Maybe collect large amounts of fish to make stuff like fish sauce. She stood on the roof of Mrs. Smith's fish sauce shop, inexplicably mimicking him makeuping and amicably welcoming him in. I think that's the tongue twister anyway. I probably did fuck it up. If I did, in my defense, I am tired. Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch. Irish wristwatch is easier to say if you don't try to roll the R. Okay, so I'm making different types. Okay, so it looks like the grass is green algae. Can I make a pie with that? I don't know, I want to make an algae pie. It does mean I'm going to have to be careful while collecting seaweed. Made into sheets. Which is just like that. Oh, I can put seaweed in the pie. Can I put algae in pie? No, but it does look like algae can be used to make the seaweed sheets added by expanded foods, which is weird. It can also be pickled. The pickled stuff can't be used in pies either, though. Bacon till crunchy. It's not a multiple of 4, which is not ideal when baking stuff. But I've opened this can of worms, and now I'm going to revel in it. Let's go ahead and make sushi. Soy sauce. Made by juicing soybean slurry. Soybean slurry is 1 liter of brine and some cultured soybeans. Cultured soybeans is some powdered roasted soybeans with spelt flour. That's from making roasted soybeans, which require I soak them first. Alright, so 1 liter of water, 1 soybean makes soaked soybeans, which I can then bake. Combine the baked stuff, or grind the baked stuff, combine the baked stuff with spelt grain. Looks like I can use rice as well. So that makes cultured soybeans. And then the cultured soybeans can be made into soybean slurry. So I soak that in salt water for 14 days. And then I juice that to make soy sauce. That is a lot of fucking steps, and it looks like it's going to take a while. Which just means we should get started now. I can make this into a pie. If it didn't just say vegetable pie, I would probably do that. Just because the concept of, like, a seaweed pie is amusing to me. Come on, seaweed sheets. Do whatever you're gonna do. I actually do really like seaweed as a snack in real life. It's not very filling. I use with raw fish and rice to make sushi. You have to cook the rice first. Sushi roll is rice grain, raw fish nuggets. Also looks like I can use fish fillets, but not the primitive survival ones. Alright, we're making sushi. Fuck it, let's go. I'll probably have enough fish just outside. Oh shit, I already died. Hell yeah. Probably won't be able to make a lot of sushi. But we're making some sushi right now. This is what we're doing with our time. Sushi. I was pretty sure you could somehow put soy sauce on it. I don't put soy sauce on my sushi in real life. Oh, there's sushi shelves? That doesn't sound very practical. How much sushi would you actually have to make that you need a shelf to store it all? Good in stews or on sushi. Is that just flavor text, or can I add it? Oh, I fucking love smoked fish, but I also like sushi. Like kipper snacks, cold smoked herring. It does say it's an ingredient for deluxe sushi rolls. Okay, so I just mix the sushi in with that. Now, sushi doesn't stay fresh for very long. I cannot imagine how much of it you would have to be making at once for the sushi shelf to be practical. Unless putting it on the shelf somehow extends its life by an absurd amount. Who would be storing that much shit? Right, nothing in there. This one's dead and rotted. This one's still good. This one's rotted. This one's good. Rotted. Oh. It does look like a lot of these fish, oops, are already rotting. Like that one, 78% spoiled. Although I do think that's one of the ones that I thought was already rotted. Yoink. Alright, so I won't be able to make a lot of sushi, but I'll be able to make sushi at all. Yoink. One day... That's already spoiled. Oh, I can save it, though. Only fresh for 13 hours. That's perhaps not necessary of me. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab my rolling pin. Crabs. I wish there was a way to farm crabs. Oh yeah, my rolling pin wouldn't stack with shit, so I left it somewhere out here. The rolling pin not being able to be stored is definitely a bug. Alright. That's not where I want to put you. Okay. Unfortunately, I don't have enough for one more. Let's go make some sushi. We will have to make soy sauce, though. I don't know if I would call soy sauce deluxe. I mean, there are worse things that you can put on sushi. Ketchup comes to mind. I would like to think people aren't actually putting ketchup on soy sauce or sushi, but I've seen weirder stuff. Why is this not working? Sushi roll. Oh yeah, I need the rice. Funny me. Not rice. The main ingredient? Forgot it. There we go. Look at that, we made some sushi. Also, we're meditating. Boom. Sushi roll. Fresh for 4 days. Don't make a sushi shelf. Oh, whitefish and salmon are both really good. Loxia brought up being a vegetarian, and then I brought up I eat so much fish. Herring are weird looking little fuckers, but they are delicious. Which is bad for them, good for everyone else. Sushi shelf. Is 2 planks and a bread shelf. Fuck it, let's make a sushi shelf. Just because I'm curious as to see if it's any good. Bread shelf. Sushi shelf. If this is something that I plan on keeping around, it would be better to make it out of walnut. But I'm just curious. I'm going to keep it in the mushroom realm. Alright, so on the shelf, it's fresh for 15 days. Oh, this looks like it stores a lot of fucking sushi. I'm going to move it down so I can see what it looks like in storage. It's so odd. How much sushi can this thing fucking store? Because that seems like too much sushi. Sushi is at least good, though. I mean, I wasn't that hungry when I ate it, but you get my point. But yeah, sushi is something we can make relatively affordably. Nope, there's no way that's snow. It's gotta be sand. Weird to have a sandstorm out here. It's almost 8. go ahead and put my iron blooms down. I'll put away my rice and my seaweed. The seaweed seems to not go bad, so it's not a good food source, but it would be an infinite one if you're like really patient. Let's go and fertilize. Put the rod on the ground, fertilize some random fields. I don't know how cold it gets at night in this time of year. Probably around freezing. Darude sandstorm. That Aaron Hansen guy can sing Sandstorm pretty well. As much as you can actually sing Sandstorm anyway. Alright. Where's my rot? Here's my rot. There we go. Oh, I should probably plant some food, but what? What food? Yeah, fuck it, I won't plant anything. Oh, I do need to grab my staff. Perfect. Let's go ahead and wander off. I can look around for blue clay on the space on the other side of the door. Or translocator. That's a lot of chickens. I mean, they're not chickens. And they are pheasants. That's a lot of them, though. Oh shit, I don't have my lantern. Let's go grab that. It's not the kind of thing I want to be without. It is not unusual for me to wander off without my lantern while it's still daylight out. And then very quickly it becomes no longer daylight out. And I'm like, oh shit, I don't have a light source. There's my lantern. As I make direct eye contact with it. And continue to ascend, or descend the ladder. As much as you can make direct eye contact with a lantern. If I can get more cinnabar, which I've actually not found. I think I found some while prospecting. I actually found cinnabar, though. I could make more glow potions. I want to get alchemy set up, but I also still need to make an actual house. I live in something roughly shaped like a house. But it is not a home, that's for sure. Alright, let's go. Wandering off looking for blue clay. You know, normal stuff to be doing. It is past my bedtime, but only just. Probably not going to be able to sleep anyway as soon as the construction guys show up. And that sentence is a mess, but you get basically what I was trying to say. Alright. I think a fun use for not expanded foods. Did the game crash? Nope. A good source for a good use for long-term foods. Would be setting up like shacks. It's like you could build a shack around where you find translocators. So you just got an above-ground space that has everything you need to make like simple meals while you're out and about. Right, so I'm probably not going to find blue clay in the desert. It's totally possible. It's not likely to happen. It's a weird-looking tree. Whoop, whoop. Why'd this pine tree grow like that? It looks like it wants to be a palm tree so bad. Ooh, some surface copper. I'm going to need a lot of copper to set up some distilleries. Yeah, so like if you're out exploring, if you can find a shack, you know that there's food and a portal in there. And quartz bits. No way of knowing where the portal is going to take you. Cut the palm tree. I'm gonna let it live how it is for now. Right, so clay, or blue clay specifically, is usually found at sea level. Yeah, so if I just run around the perimeter of the island, I'm likely to find blue clay. You know what I should have grabbed is food. Couldn't tell you what compelled me not to grab any food. Oh, hello. I'll probably find something to snack on while I'm here. Oh, empty blackcurrant bushes. Although if all the berry bushes are going to be empty, perhaps I won't find something to snack on while I'm out here. Oh, look at that. Snacks acquired. I've got to keep your eyes out. We're looking for blue clay. Oh, some grown turnips. Looks like I'm back on my foraging grind set. Oh, and because I'm no longer a rust mage, I'm actually going to get decent amounts of seeds. Don't place your fucking lantern. Right, that's enough foraging for now. We're looking for Dracula. That's a big-ass walnut tree. It feels like walnut trees are fucking everywhere, unless you're looking for one. Walnut is my favorite lumber type in the game, so I usually will be looking for one. And it'll take me ages to find one. But as soon as I have a walnut tree, suddenly they're everywhere. I mean, I'm not complaining. There being walnut trees everywhere does mean that if, for some reason, I run out. I just need to look around a tiny bit and find any of the hundreds of walnut trees I've already found. Man, I would fucking love to be able to grow lemons in this game. Not where I live, but you can grow oranges. And I plan on growing oranges for the purpose of making a candied orange. Alright, sleep well, Pocket. I'll be going to bed not too long from now. Considering it's already my bedtime, regardless of when I go to bed. It'll be late. Nope, that's just claystone. Grab a bunch of flint while I'm out here. Honestly, considering what I'm looking for is visual, doing it at night is totally in character and stupid. Alright, thanks for hanging out with us, Diesel. If you ever do want to join the community Discord, let me know. I will grab a link. It is small and unfinished, but it exists. Getting a lot of flint. Low fertility soil. Bum it out. Come on, blue clay. Oh, this is a desert. Rainfall is common, despite the fact that this is a desert. So I could totally find blue clay. I just don't know how likely I am to. More flint. A fucking pineapple. What? There's not even bamboo here. I don't think pineapples should be able to grow in this area. Oh, I gambled and lost. Not that I need another pineapple. But it would have been cool to get one. Even getting the seeds is a big boon. But we're here for clay, so let's not get distracted. Might go over there to that trader's caravan and sleep, though. It will be easier to see blue clay if we can fucking see it all. Some sugar cane. It is pretty tempting to make like a large fruit orchard out here. I might do what I plan to do, which is have the smaller fruit orchard underground near my actual house. Excuse me. What are you a trader of? Furniture? Not exactly helpful. And then maybe make like a larger fruit orchard out here. Shut up. I'm actively sleeping while I shove fistfuls of berries in my mouth. Honestly, I think this trader is just jealous that I can somehow eat and sleep at the same time. Alright, back on the road again. And being able to see will hopefully be a big boon. Oh, is this fresh water or salt water? Oh, it's fresh water. So there's a tiny little oasis here. It's kind of cute. How long is my pineapple going to be fresh for? 6 days? I'll be home well before then. Hopefully. Probably not going to find what I'm looking for. In the middle of a sandstorm, so let's get back to the beach, which is the other way. Life is a beach, beach. Nicki Minaj. Oh, what are you? Reishi? I was clearly here, considering the fact that there's some flax grain and a seashell in that pond. Oh, I'm getting turned around again. I want to be going this way. It is amazing, but not at all surprising how easily distracted I am. Drinking milk sugar-free is better? That's a pretty decent question. Lactose. I feel like it's gotta be one of the more healthy sugars for you, unless you are lactose intolerant. I think that lactose-free milk really is more for the people who cannot have lactose. Like, sugar is definitely bad for you, but I don't think there's enough of it in milk that unless you're consuming a ton of milk, for it to be a problem. I don't need more surface borax, but let's go to market. Sorry. Normally I try to mute before coughing, but that one snuck up on me. Oop, more flint. I'm surprised and disappointed I've not found any worms. I don't need more worms. One of those things you can never have enough of. Rainfall in this area is very common. So unless the game hates me, I should totally be able to find blue clay out here. If I don't find blue clay, I might have to just take out the boat. The worms are afraid of me, probably because I'm a bird. I'm not an early bird, though. So I don't know what they're worried about. Unrealistic worm fears. If anything, I'm a night owl. Although night owl is usually used to describe somebody who just stays up really late. I go to bed during the day. I genuinely am nocturnal. Right, no blue clay yet. But it's only a matter of time. I'm not guaranteed to find it, though. But we'll just tell ourselves it's only a matter of time. If I have to hold off on finding blue clay until the next stream, it will be fine, since the thing I need the blue clay for will not be ready until next stream either. Although that does mean next stream is going to open up with a lot of smithing. I have to make 3 iron hatches, which seem to require 4 ingots each. So that's definitely a lot of smithing. The coral is neat, but I wish that it was more colorful. Like, look at this coral reef. I feel like it should be beautiful, but it's mostly gray. Ow. Apparently stepping on coral also hurts you. Which I guess makes sense. I mean, the worms wouldn't know what I am. But I am like a weird bird creature. Honestly, humans don't know what I am either. Oh, fuck yeah. Humans are like, oh, you seraphs have been popping up a lot lately. You know what I'm not? A seraph. Let's go and eat these berries as well. Just for the trip home. More than anything, I just need to clear space for all this blue clay I'm about to pick up. Which does mean the thing we're waiting on now is my beehive kiln. I'll also grab as much of it as I can. Which does look like this. Charcoal. Got a bunch of stuff on me I don't actually care for. Get rid of that. Grab a second stack. If absolutely necessary, I will also throw away that 5 red clay. And probably will happen. But just because I need a lot of blue clay doesn't mean I need this much blue clay. So as soon as that stack is full, I'll probably just head back. Alright, there we go. It does look like I'm wasting a single blue clay, but I'm gonna mark this. Blue clay. You know what, I'm gonna mark it in red. I marked the blue clay as... or the red clay as blue. Not that slate. I need basalt for the things we're doing. I have found basalt before. The problem is that it's also far away from home. Well, hello there, little fish. What are you? Oh. It's a bicolor angelfish. I didn't know that fish was bi. What's up, Laxia? I've been seeing a lot of weird shit, so I'm not entirely sure what specifically. You were asking what about? Make sure I'm not muted. Nope, good. Yeah. So next stream is going to be a lot of smithing and pottery. So be excited. Be very excited. Unless you do not like smithing and pottery. In which case, like, I get it, but... No. Did I say purple? I marked it as red. I marked the red clay as blue, so I decided to mark the blue clay as red. If I could make purple pottery, I would totally do that. There's a mod called Bricklayers that does let you make colorful pottery. But I've got a lot of mods as it is, and Bricklayers is like pretty late game. Oh, just quartz. Yeah, this desert over here would be a really good space to set up like a large fruit orchard. I mean, the hyenas might be a problem, but hyenas are just puppy dogs, so I can't imagine them being dangerous. That being said, the pomegranate trees do not seem to want to tell me when they're going to ripen. It's probably not never, so I don't know what's up with that. Ow, my neck. Ow, my back. Oh no, this game's got a lot of good mods. I did actually install Bricklayers for a bit, and then I uninstalled it. I installed it because it adds bone china, which is basically just porcelain made with bone ash. But I removed it again, because the bone china was kind of underwhelming. I like the idea of making stuff out of bone. But it was a lot of work for like very little payoff. It's been a while since I've been inside this crypt. I feel like I took everything important, but let's go inside and poke around anyway. Hello? Yeah, there's a lot of cool chisel stuff in here. But that is about it. Rusty gears are useful unless you're me, I don't particularly care. Can make black dye. If I didn't still need to make windmills, I would probably make a tailored gambeson. About to start starving. I want to make bread with my pineapples. So I only have one. But I can make a decent amount of bread with it. I mostly broke the pineapples for the seeds. It's too early in the year to grow pineapples. They will die at night because of the cold. But if I can grow more pineapples, I could probably start candying them. And candy pineapple is delicious. I don't think it's like particularly that great in the mod. It is weird how pineapples are kind of underwhelming for how big of a pain in the ass they are. But variety is the spice of life. Well, just because it's not very good doesn't mean I'm not going to use it. Alright. How are my pit kilns doing? Oh, they're all right here. Oh, they are. Done. Hell yeah. I might make a checklist on everything that I actually need to make the Beehive Kiln, so that I don't use too many of my fire clay bricks. They look nice, sure, but I only want to use exactly as many as I need, so that I can use fire clay for other stuff. But yeah, black ceramics, cooking pots, crocks, and bowls. Ooh. Wax them, or fat. I guess it's somewhere in the honey, or the Beehive Kiln. Beehive Kiln. Tongs. Produced colored ceramics. The iron hatch doors in the kiln walls are used to control the color of the ceramics produced by the kiln. The more of the iron hatched doors you have open, the more oxygen will reach the fuel, and the darker the final product will be. In this way, you can get as many as 4 different ceramic colors from a single type of clay. How cool is that? And the one I want to make is oh, let's look at blue clay. I'm sure blue clay would tell me. Helps if I don't misspell the word clay. Right click. Where to find. Alright, don't tell me exactly how to color these. Radoub. That's what I'm trying to make. Let's just look up ceramic. Nope, that's not telling me how to make it either. It's 3 doors. I already know how many doors to have open to make the black clay. It's just odd that it doesn't tell you anywhere in here. Guides. Beehive Kiln. Hatch doors, fire clay, blah 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 blah. After the cycle's finished, the clay products will be hot and require tongs to handle. Alright, well, I'm not finding the information. I already know the information, it's just weird that it's not in here. I gotta stop streaming so I can eat and then go to bed. It is almost 8, which is roughly around when I was planning on stopping. So, let's go ahead and turn around. If you've been hanging out, whether you're chatting or just lurking, I want you to know that you're appreciated. If you're watching this at some point in the features of VOD and have somehow watched the entire thing, then you have the patience of a saint and are equally appreciated. Like the video if you enjoyed, subscribe for more, and visit farewell. What's up, Laxia? Apparently, reindeer do not give up a lot of milk. So it is rare for milk to be pure reindeer. Or cheese to be pure reindeer cheese. Usually it's like a mix of shit. But I do gotta go to bed. Thanks for hanging out with me. Farewell, Laxia. I do stream every day, so catch me tomorrow. Wait, what? Oh, we were talking about milking reindeer earlier. It's not important. Fizzity farewell!